Hi everyone, apologies for the dusty mirror. It's a Thursday and my Thursdays are always packed with meetings, but many of you asked what my husband and I eat in a day, in a week. There were a lot of questions generally about food, and we just did a food shop online last night and we're picking it up in a little bit, so I thought today would be the day. I'm gonna take you with me. First things first, I'm going to clear out all old things from both our refrigerator and our pantry, so there's room for all the new stuff. Okay, I'm in a bit of a hurry this morning, so I couldn't actually film myself taking all of these things out of the pantry and refrigerator, which might have been really satisfying, but this is all of the stuff that is either expired or moldy or stale, things that we are not using, the remains of some salad dressing, and we ate all the salad. This apparently we bought, but it was already expired whenever we bought it. Some jam that we've had for a very long time. That's my husband's espresso going off. And so now our refrigerator looks like this. We mostly just have coffee, condensed milk, eggs, some bacon fat, cheese, normal condiment sort of situation, and my iced coffee in the door. And then in the pantry, this is what it looks like before the groceries get added. All right, we made it home and I have to call into a meeting, so I am going to cut off here, but this is what we bought and now it's time to disinfect everything before we put it away. Okay, everything has been cleaned and disinfected. This is the majority of what we bought, except we already put frozen pie crust, ice cream sandwiches, and a bunch of cream and yogurt away already. But I'll show you what it looks like once we put all of this stuff away in our pantry and fridge. Obviously, there are things like rice that we would usually buy in bulk that is no longer an option right now, so tough times, but this is what we're working with. Danny is sitting in front of her cabinet where we keep her food because it's lunchtime for me, so she thinks it's lunchtime for her, but she doesn't get lunch, she gets breakfast and dinner. Anyway, time for me to eat. For lunch, because I'm in a hurry today, I might grab a piece of fruit, or usually we would have leftovers or something that I could quickly heat up, or my husband might make lunch, but since today is a little bit unusual, I think I'm just going to have some strawberries and cheese and crackers, which I think I've told you before, but my husband and I call Lunchables, kind of adult Lunchables. That is gonna be my lunch today. One thing I like to do as soon as we get home from the store is wash all of our produce. Some people have said before that it's not good to wash berries until you're right about to eat them, but I've never had any kind of problem with that. So I usually just wash them and then I put a little paper towel underneath them to catch any of the extra water. There was a spot on the countertop. I'm gonna use it to wipe that up. It's just wet, it's not really dirty. And then they've always been just fine. I've never had a problem washing berries or any fruit in advance, and I like it because it means that I can then just sort of reach into the refrigerator or reach over here to our fruit bowl and grab something, and it's just less friction to enable me to make healthier choices throughout the day. So that's lunch and my second coffee of the day. I have a couple of minutes before my next meeting, so I thought I'd come check on Norman, who has developed a new habit of the throne being his throne. Is that your favorite place to sit now? He's such a good boy. He's learned how to use the litter box immediately, like most cats, but we were a little bit worried. You're a good boy. Some kitty purring ASMR, in case you're here for that. Are you adorable? Of course you are. Real quick, I am on my way to my next meeting, but since I am sharing everything I'm eating with you today, I grabbed this little fiber granola bar for an between meeting snack. I used to really like these. I don't like them as much as I remember liking them, but I have a big old box of them, so I need to use them up. Hello again. If you can see the friends on my chin, it is Shark Week. Anyway, it's about 6 o'clock and I just finished work and fed the cats, and before we make dinner I thought that I would talk to you a little bit about how we came up with our shopping list and the groceries that we decided to buy earlier. This video is going to be out of order, but that's the kind of day it's been. Anyway, like everyone, of course, we buy things whenever we are craving them, but I also like using Bon Appetit's website. I've mentioned that I really like watching cooking videos and I absolutely love their test kitchen videos, so I use their website a lot as a resource for finding recipes and inspiration. I found a couple of things that I wanted to make. This tofu and summer vegetable curry is something, we're gonna make a variation of this tonight. I also found this recipe for peanut dip, which I'm not actually going to make it the way that the recipe specifies, but it made me think that this would be a really easy, quick snack substitution for making spring rolls, which we also make from time to time, but this would just be an easier version to make the peanut sauce and just dip cucumbers in it, and you get most of the flavor of a spring roll without all the work. So we ended up coming up with a kind of meal plan that looks roughly like this. We like to get a balance of fresh, better for us, produce-y type meals, as well as things that are shelf stable and are going to last for a while. So what we came up with for entrees for roughly the rest of the week are rice with eggs and bananas. We call it eggs and nanners. That with an over easy egg and a little bit of flaky sea salt is so good. The Thai red curry, I got the ingredients for that. Quiche risotto, and then I wrote in onions and garlic for making beans, a batch of beans. I forgot to add peppers to the list. Whatever, it'll be okay. But quiche risotto and beans are all really shelf stable. The quiche ingredients are refrigerated or frozen until you use them, but those will last a long time. So we like to get a balance of things that are fresh and healthier for us, as well as things that will just last since we're not going to the store as often. Okay, everything is chopped up and ready to go. I've modified the recipe a little bit, but I have my pan over here heating up. Under this lid, I have 2 blocks of tofu that I still need to cut up, and they're hanging out and draining. I have oil for cooking everything. I have red curry paste, coconut milk, zucchini. It's not as much zucchini as I thought it was going to be, but we're going to make it work. I have basil. Can always add more basil, but I'm going nuts since I have more basil than I anticipated, and salt. All right, the curry is basically done, but we're still gonna wait a little while. We have about 15 minutes on the rice to accompany it, which we completely forgot to make until just a couple of minutes ago, but it looks very red. To be honest, it is very red. I actually used the whole thing of curry paste because it wasn't spicy enough for me, and I added more red pepper flakes just to sort of amp it up a notch. But if we need to adjust the recipe in the future, we will. I suppose if I have any other tips, it is if you are like me and your least favorite part of cooking is cleaning up afterwards, then clean up as you go. It really helps so you don't have a discouraging pile of dishes left over at the end. All right, I am going to wrap things up here, mostly because it's getting late and I am losing light. But after dinner, there will probably be an ice cream sandwich in my future, or maybe some chocolate-covered strawberries. I'm not gonna lie, I bought those strawberries because there is some leftover melting chocolate in my pantry and I want to use it up. And chocolate-covered strawberries are one of my favorite things, and they're so easy to make and so satisfying. I don't know why I don't make them all the time. Maybe I will start. But I hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse at how we shop and what we eat during a pandemic. I've talked before about wanting to eliminate or at least drastically reduce the amount of plastic that we consume through our grocery shopping, but a lot of those habits are suspended. If there are habits that you've implemented for shopping during the pandemic, I would love to know about them. Please leave them in the comments down below. All right, that's gonna be it for me today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe and I'll see you next time.